Hey, good morning. We got a plan today. If you look behind me, you can see all this black mildew on the cabin. And I'm gonna wash it because we're gonna restain. We need to restain, it's time. It lasts about a year and a half and then it's over with. Perfect day, it's kind of a hazy day so the water won't dry too fast. I should be able to remove that quite easily. A lot of people use pressure washers when they wash a house, and I just totally disagree with that. It doesn't work. It's too much pressure. So what I use is low pressure. I use a little pump up sprayer with detergent and bleach. That's the way I was taught. It just works perfect. So I'll show you how I do it. It's easy to see all them black spots. That's what I'm after. Got to get rid of it. Can't seal it in place. So first thing I do is wet it down. The reason I wet it down is so the bleach and the soap doesn't run off it like wax paper. Then it takes too much and it wastes too much. When you wet it down, it flows more even, spreads. Okay, I want to give you some tips that'll make this a lot easier on you. All right, here we go. I found it's easier to put my water in a bucket as opposed to using the water hose with the bleach and the soap in there. It just foams up and you can't get anywhere. But it works better if you pour it in slowly from a bucket. This pump up sprayer that I use, this one is 15 years old. They last and last and last because I buy them that don't have any metal parts on them. A lot of them have metal, and that bleach and residue left over just eats them up. So you get an all plastic one and rinse it out, it'll just keep lasting. The thing is like indestructible, and it was not an expensive one at all. All right, so what I do is I mix my generic bleach. I just find the cheapest, any kind of bleach I can get, and I mix it 50-50 with a little bit of soap. And I use old clothes that I wear because I'm going to get bleach on them. They're going to get wrecked with holes in them and whatnot. I usually just use some kind of dish soap. It helps break down the bees' nests and spider webs. Don't forget to shake it up so you don't waste all your bleach. The sun and the wind both will dry that water almost instantly, so you got to keep it good and wet before you apply the bleach solution. These tips on these sprayers are adjustable just like a little spray bottle. Any tough spots, just hit them again and wait a minute or two. So long as the surface is wet, it keeps working. As it starts to dry, the process stops. So you got to keep it wet while you're going. Nice and clean and ready for another coat of transparent stain/sealer. Oh, brush burning day across the creek for the neighbor. All right, it's clean. I found that sometimes when the sun hits it, it even bleaches it a little bit more. I don't know why. Before, you can see all the mildew. And after, nice and clean. Now I just work my way around the building. Much, much cleaner. Perfect? No. But like I say, I think sometimes the sun hits it and it finishes off. I think when you get a stubborn spot like this that just won't come off, let me see if you can find right there. I believe that is under the sealer. It just takes a little bit longer for the bleach to work. I let it sit until it looks like it's done its job. Maybe give it a little spot, although if it looks like it's drying somewhere and it ain't completely clean, maybe give it a little touch of water. And when I'm satisfied, I just rinse her back down. Usually 5 or 10 minutes is enough. And you can see it doesn't hurt the plants. If there's delicate plants where I'm bleaching, I'll move them. If I can't move them, I'll wet them down real good. Soak them down real good, make sure the leaves are wet. The worst I've ever seen is little bitty spots on the petals of flowers, and that's not cool, especially if you're doing it for someone else. If it's mine, I'm all right with it, but I believe that will hold some stain. That's pretty bad there. Got a lot of mildew there. Hey, what's that? Pressure washers are great for concrete and even metal buildings, but I think they're too harsh on wood and siding. I don't like the way they dilute the soap and the bleach. For a little side-by-side comparison, this left side has been bleached and the right side has not. You can see the filth and the mildew still on it. I've had friends who spent a half a day pressure washing the house and then called me up and said, "Help, we can't get the mildew to go away." And all it took was I just went over there with my pump-up sprayer and said, "This is how you do it." Sprayed it down, it comes right off. It works great on yard furniture, plastic, rubber stuff too. The only time you have a problem is when someone's sealed over it. Now this one's dried down a little bit. Here's where I started. It looks great. It's ready to go, ready for a fresh coat of sealer. It's cleaning up really nice. I'm real happy with the way it turned out. This thing's ready for stain. You just don't need a pressure washer for a job like this. Next little project you have, try to pump up sprayer. I know you'll be happy. Hey, thanks for coming along. Thanks for watching. See you next time.